Your exact height is not just a random number. It is a strict biological blueprint, music, that secretly controls how fast your cells age, whether your joints will hold up, and exactly music how much respect people give you the second you walk into a room. Whether you are 5'2" and tired of being interrupted or 6'4" and dealing music with constant lower back pain, your body operates on a very specific music set of rules. Today, we are breaking down the hidden psychology and longevity secrets of every single height. If you are 5'2" in or shorter, your daily life is shaped by a powerful invisible force that psychologists call the underestimation effect. Think about your typical day. Have you ever noticed that in group conversations, people seem to talk over you or interrupt you more often? It feels personal, doesn't it? But sociological studies show this isn't usually a malicious act. It's actually a glitch in the human brain. When a taller person looks at someone shorter, their brain automatically registers a lower physical music threat. Because of that, they subconsciously drop their guard. They start to reveal information they would normally keep hidden. They speak more freely. They vent. They share secrets. Essentially, you have a backstage pass to what people are really thinking. While taller individuals are constantly navigating aggressive, competitive posturing in the office or at social events, you get to bypass all of that. You aren't seen as a rival to be defeated. You're seen as a confidant. That is a massive strategic advantage if you know how to use it. From a biological standpoint, your frame is a masterclass in efficiency. If we look at clinical research into human longevity, music, and how our cells age, there are huge benefits to having a smaller footprint. Think of your body like a high-efficiency engine. A compact music body requires significantly less fuel, meaning calories, to keep your music organs running perfectly. Your heart is the big winner here. It doesn't have to pump violently against the heavy pull of gravity, music, to get oxygen all the way down to your feet or up to a distant brain. Everything is closer together. Because of this, your cellular turnover rate is lower. In plain English, your cells don't have to work as hard to replace themselves. Scientists studying aging often link this to a lower risk of age-related issues and a much more resilient immune system. You are built to last. Mechanically, your body is optimized for absolute stability. Because your arms and legs are shorter, the physical distance your muscles have to move a heavy object is much smaller. You don't have to deal with the long lever problems that plague tall people, the backaches, the wobbles, or the joint strain when lifting something heavy. The winning strategy for this height is to master the verbal space. You don't command a room by being the biggest person there. You command it through precision. Use short, powerful sentences. Maintain unwavering eye contact. When you speak with calm, unshakable certainty, the contrast between your physical size and your mental presence is shocking to people. It shatters their initial underestimation and earns you a very specific, high-level kind of respect. Now let's move into the 5'3" to 5'6" range. Behavioral scientists call this the negotiation zone. In this bracket, you aren't immediately labeled as small, but you also don't trigger that automatic boss response people give to the very tall. Your height isn't doing the work for you, which means your personality and your signals carry double the weight. Clinical psychology shows that people in this range have a unique kind of social flexibility. You are seen as approachable and grounded. You aren't imposing and you aren't distant. This is a superpower for leadership. Why? Because you have to build your authority on pure competence and emotional intelligence. Studies on long-term leadership success show that people in this height range often outlast their taller peers. Taller people sometimes rely on their presence to get their way, but you've had to learn how to actually be good at what you do. You've learned how to communicate, how to strategize, and how to read the room. Your posture, the steady rhythm of your voice, and your ability to stay cool under pressure are your primary tools. When you show up with consistent confidence, people adapt to your authority quickly, and more importantly, they stay loyal to you because your leadership feels earned, not forced. Biologically, you, music, are in the sweet spot for movement. Your muscles and bones work together without wasting a drop of effort. Your limbs are a perfect length to move fast. Music change direction easily and build power in an instant. The best part? Your risk of chronic joint pain is incredibly low. Orthopedic studies spanning decades, music show that people in this range have far fewer issues with spinal compression or worn-out knee cartilage. You have a chassis built for endurance. You don't need a massive amount of food to keep going, but you can deliver a high, steady output of energy all day long. The rule for you is simple: be consistent. Since people don't make extreme assumptions about you when you walk in, they watch your actions. Master your tone of voice, keep your shoulders back, and you control the narrative. If you measure between 5'7" and 5'10", you are living in the baseline of the modern world. This is the neutral zone. Think about it. Your height almost never crosses someone's mind when they meet you. You don't trigger the protective instinct of a small music frame, and you don't trigger the threat instinct of a giant frame. You, music, are the standard. Anthropologists have found that almost everything in our society is built for music you. Kitchen counters, the legroom in your car, the height of a standard office desk, the size of a chair. The physical world is ergonomically engineered for your exact music skeleton. You fit everywhere. This physical neutrality leads to psychological neutrality. Because your size doesn't push the scale in either direction, people judge you almost purely on your performance. Music workplace studies show that people in this median range are evaluated on their actual results rather than a first impression of their body. You have the music ultimate blank canvas. You can be whoever you need to be. You can be the empathetic, one of the guys type of person, or you can square your shoulders, adjust music your voice, and command deep authority. You can shift between these roles seamlessly because you don't have a physical stereotype holding you back. Biologically, music. Your skeleton is in a state of low-stress balance. Your limbs are long enough to give you a good reach and a solid stride, but they aren't so long that they put heavy torque or twisting force on your joints. Your heart and lungs operate under standard, optimal pressure. They can easily get oxygen to your fingers and toes without the massive workload a giant frame requires. The only real downside here is the risk of fading into the background. Because you look standard, your size won't grab attention for you. You can't rely on your body to do the talking. To stand out, you have to be the person who makes the quickest decisions. You have to be the person with the most confidence. When your height doesn't command the room, your actions must. Being average height is only a boring thing if your personality is average too. But when you are sharp and focused, people feel naturally comfortable around you. Now let's step into the 5'11" to 6'2" bracket. Here you cross into the expectation amplifier. The moment you speak, people are naturally inclined to pause and listen. This isn't luck. It's an evolutionary shortcut in the human brain. We call this the halo effect. Research into corporate leadership shows that a huge number of CEOs and public figures' music fall exactly into this height range. The human brain subconsciously links this size with health, capability, and the potential to lead. You get credibility momentum the second you walk through the door. People look to you when things get chaotic or when they need a leader. However, this biological advantage comes with a very real hidden tax. People expect music more from you. Psychological studies show that if you have this natural authority, but you act hesitant, anxious, music, or confused, the social penalty is much worse for you than for someone shorter. It's called cognitive dissonance. People's brains can't bridge the gap between your tall, confident-looking frame and your nervous behavior. If you're tall but indecisive, you lose respect much faster. Biologically, your body is a high-maintenance machine. You have a larger frame, a longer stride, and you cover a lot of physical space. This is great for sports or being spatially dominant, but it takes a lot of resources. Your heart has to work much harder to pump blood against gravity. Your daily calorie needs are higher to keep your muscle mass and bone density healthy. Because your arms and legs are longer, lifting weights actually requires more physical force than it does for a shorter person. Your strategy is simple. Match your inside to your outside. You already have the room's attention. Your only job is to stay calm and competent to prove people right for looking at you. If you fall between 6'3" and 6'5", you don't just occupy space, you change the energy of the room. The human nervous system reacts to your size instantly. Deep in our primitive brain, we see someone your size and immediately calculate the cost of a fight. Subconsciously, people realize that challenging you is a high-risk move. As a result, you'll find that people are more cautious around you. They critique music, you less. They negotiate more gently, and they rarely start trouble. This is a huge win for establishing dominance, but it has a side effect. It kills your approachability. People can be intimidated by you without you even opening your mouth. Even a neutral face on someone your size is often music interpreted as being angry or judgmental. To be successful, you have to actively practice the psychology of warmth. You have to intentionally smile more, use open body language, and speak with a calm, gentle tone. You never need to act powerful. Skeleton does that for you. Your daily job is to make people feel safe around you. Biologically, your body is under constant stress. Your heart is working overtime to pull blood up from your legs. Because your limbs are so long, they act like massive levers, putting intense pressure on your knees, hips, and lower back. Cartilage wear is a real concern. For you, core strength and mobility work aren't just good ideas. They are mandatory if you want to be walking comfortably in your 60s and 70s. Your power is absolute, but the maintenance is high. Finally, if you are 6'6" or taller, you are a rare sight. The human brain is hardwired to notice rare things. You don't get to blend in, ever. Because you are so unusual, people make up stories about you. They assume you're a pro athlete or a gentle giant. Being watched all the time is exhausting, but it gives you a built-in platform. You have everyone's undivided attention. If you stay grounded, your ability to influence people is higher than anyone else's. Biologically, your body is like heavy machinery. The stress on your joints is extreme. A slight slouch that wouldn't hurt a shorter person can cause permanent damage to your frame. Plus, the modern world, from doorways to airplane seats, is basically built to be uncomfortable for you. You have to be the most intentional person in the world about your posture and joint health. Every height has its own blueprint and its own set of rules. There is no perfect size. There is only how well you music master the body you were given. I'd love to hear how this plays out in your life. Drop your exact music height comments below and tell me, how does it feel for you to navigate the world? Take care of your body, and I'll see you in the next one.